Hello everybody and welcome back to YCS Milan 2019. We're here for round 3 and we've got another great match. We've got a guy who comes with usually unconventional stuff. Vladis, how you doing, my friend?
Haven't slept once again. If you follow the saga of last YCS, which was London, I was not able to sleep because of Darren James Stevenson snoring again. And once again, it happened again.
It happened? Wait, are you allowed to say on here? I don't want to get my channel flagged.
I couldn't sleep.
Oh, you couldn't sleep. Are you ready for today, though?
Yeah, kind of. My deck's bad.
I'm not hearing the confidence.
I'm really tired, man. I just can't.
I get you. Anyway, take a seat, make it nice and relaxing for you. And I'd like to introduce the opponent, Alfredo, Oros. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm good.
Are you ready for this match?
Yeah, I'm pretty ready. Vladis is very nice guy, and I want to play against him.
Sure thing. Well, by all means, please take a seat and give it your best shot. Your casters for this round is Marcello and Alberto, and I'm going to throw it over to them, and we're going to get straight into the duel.
Welcome to round 3, guys. It's been a really good start of a day. We have had already some interesting matches, and as Matt said, we picked one of the most followed players, I would say. Vladis always trying his best to come up with unconventional decks. He really got popular for his Gem Knight FTK.
Yeah, 2 years ago he was one of those players everybody was really super scared to play against him because he was playing this deck. Like, if you won the dice roll, you had no chance at all to win.
Absolutely, and still, even at the last European Championship, he proved himself with Infernoid, which was also a complete surprise, but it seems like he really knows what he's doing, because sometimes you have these players who really don't want to play like the conventional decks, but they don't do as well.
Exactly.
He not only is able to come up with innovative ideas, but he does well. He tops a lot of events, and he's still missing that breakout performance. Maybe today can be his time, but once more he surprised us with a version
a Pendulum deck. Yeah, he's playing Pendulum. It's not that popular, but it's one of those decks people can really play against this deck because they don't know how the deck works. And on the other side, not surprising me, Sky Striker Orcos from Alfredo.
Yeah. Most played deck, but definitely not prepared as much against such an explosive combo deck, because we have seen Pendulums for quite a while, but not exactly this version. So Vladis, first of all, is relying a lot more on Mythical Beast and on spell counters in general. He's basically playing all of the Endymion cards, all of the Mythical Beast cards, and that's it. Even the continuous spell, so he's just completely relying on the counters.
Yeah.
And an interesting decision is that he's maining Secret Village.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. He really wants to win the dice roll, I suppose, and not trap cards. So it's really powerful deck. Really want to push.
And to be honest, if you take a look at Alfredo's deck, he has 17, if not 18 spells.
Wow.
So that could really hurt him if it comes down to that. I think the die roll will be important, though, because Oros is only playing 4 Antrops, which is
quite relevant, in my
quite
opinion.
relevant, especially because with that version of Pendulum you can bring out the Jackal very fast, which means Nibiru is not an option, and even Ash Blossom is not that powerful. So, enough for the talk. I'm ready, those guys are ready, let's just go to the table.
Okay, so let's now see who won the dice roll. It's gonna be quite relevant.
And I see double engage from Alfredo. He's going first, so definitely not as powerful as if he was playing Sky Striker, but I don't think he can complain too much. At the same time, the rest of his hand is quite shaky, though.
Yeah, Alfredo in the last YCS was YCS London. He bubbled. He was 8-1, and unfortunately, he lost the last 2 rounds of the YCS. But remember, he's one of those guys from our local, so in Rome.
Yeah.
He has been playing this deck for a while, and he really knows what he's doing. So he has quite a lot of experience with this deck. And although he's playing, as you know, Vlad is a really successful player, I think Alfredo could be, maybe he could be shaky, but I think he knows what he's doing.
So now he's starting things off and trying his best with what he has got. So he's played this, I think, pretty well. So since he doesn't have access to any of his really good Orcus cards, so the Nightmare or the ARP, he's trying his best to get what he has, and that's thanks to one of the TCG exclusives that we have, which I'm gonna bring out for you guys, the Barricador Borg blocker. So it's very useful in this deck because when you go second, you have the Nightmares to discard cards, but when you're going first and you have especially the Nightmare stuck in your hand, Mermaid is not an option anymore, and this is the only one you can use to actually get access.
Yeah, it's one of those generic links that you really need in your really first turn. And indeed, was really useful this time also because now Alfredo has the space to activate the engage.
And now the engage is actually going to be an engage for 3 spells in graveyard, because he chose to go for the Orchestrated Return. So here you can see once more the great synergy between Orchest and Striker cards.
Yeah, in this case, the Sky Striker package is really powerful because Alfredo now not only has a good start, but also has a Widow Anchor for the turn after, and also a Shark Cannon, which is pretty good.
It seems like he's picking up his Orcus card slightly too late, so it will have kind of a slow opening. Let's see if this will be enough against Vladis, who on his end, you can already see that's gonna be a crazy combo deck when you play Into the Void, Pot of Desires, so really focusing on his spells there.
Yeah, he really wants to deal some damage here, but I think Vladis has a lot of option. I mean, Alfredo had a really good start, but although this fact, I think Vladis is sitting in a good position because one of the key advantages of the Pendulum deck is that he always see good hands, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really hard to see hands where you cannot really play
and
at all.
as you can see, he already has the Garuda, which is basically a mystical space typhoon.
Yeah.
And that's also not super popular in the other decks, but since he's playing all of the Endymions and Mythical Beasts, he's able to use just those one-offs with... If you draw them, you have some utility, otherwise you always have the option to search them with Electromites. And there is the Garuda, so will it be able to hit the Widow Anchor? Seems like it, yes, and that's a huge deal.
Super good.
Widow Anchor is gone, and that was the main line of defense from Alfredo, which is now vulnerable. I think the only card he has left is a Shark Cannon.
Yeah, which is not that useful, also because of Pendulum.
Yeah, the only card you usually hit it with is the Supreme King, Dark Worm, but Vladis is not playing Supreme Kings.
Yeah,
so
quite surprisingly.
It's a very unique version, yeah. And he's not even playing the Guard Dragons in the extra deck. It's like quite a unique Pendulum strategy.
So I think he really wants to push here and try to get some advantage. I think, I mean, Alfredo doesn't have any response at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think Vladis can really make a huge field in this moment.
It's like his goal will probably be to just try and push for a game. And one of the main reasons why he picked up his deck is that the Sky Striker cards are very popular and they usually give you an extra zone, which means that if you're going second with Pendulum, having like 2 Pendulum summons from the extra deck is just so much damage for free. And
yeah, and talking about old decks, Pendulum is one of those decks that has always been there, you know?
yeah.
Electromite was hit 1, but anyways, one of those decks that really causes people a lot of problems still today.
And the Electromite comes down, and here you can see how big of a deal that Garuda was. If the Widow Anchor was still face down, it could have changed the game entirely. Well, now he's in trouble.
Yeah, also because Oros cannot respond to any action Vlad is going, so we'll have some trouble here.
Absolutely. So, where do you think he is gonna try and go for here? Just stabilize or just go all in and try to OTK?
I think, I mean, knowing Vladis, that he has been playing a lot of, you know, synergic deck and powerful deck, I think he will try to go for game right in this turn.
Yeah.
I mean, would you try if you were him? I mean, I would do so.
Absolutely, because like you know that your opponent is playing Orcust, he's not Sky Striker, so it's not like you're not gonna play around possible traps being face down. You can have a pretty good read of what's the last card. So.
Yeah. Also because Oros didn't respond to any single card of Vladis. I mean,
yeah.
he previously activated Desires, so he doesn't have Ash for sure.
And here is the summon. Also, there is one more card that's not as popular, which is the other Endymion, so which allows you to actually special summon itself from the Pendulum Zone and one monster from your extra deck, which is really easy to push damage. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be enough though. It seems like he attacked.
Yeah, of course, Alfredo doesn't seem happy in this situation because he doesn't have anything to do at all. And now into the Void effects resolves. And anyway, Alfredo has the option to activate the Shark Cannon to special summon a monster on his field. But let's see if he wants to wait and try to see something from his deck. So they're now calculating the life points correctly.
Absolutely, and
Alfredo, yeah, he does consider if to activate the Shark Cannon.
But now Endymion will be able to negate it. He gets back the scale. What can he pick up? Ash Blossom, definitely not usable here.
Yeah, it was not the card I was looking
for. And the card, I think he activated Into the Void, but
he discarded
it was already at the end phase,
I think
so
he previously,
you can keep the card, and that's also a reason why maybe Oros could have considered using it before, so to force Vladis to reactivate the card, otherwise he would have lost it, but it's probably not going to make a huge difference, and let's see. Cold Body Grave once more, and that's enough. So Vladis takes game one. I gotta say, in a very unconventional way. Like, Cold Body Grave, especially in this deck, is not super popular, and you use it offensively to just try and combo off or OTK through entraps. In this case, it's just good enough as a trap.
Yeah, as you were saying, it was not that common in this deck, but in this case, it was more like a trap card. Also because Alfredo didn't have that much going on. And the only thing he could do was to normal summon the Mathematician and try to push some powerful moves.
Overall, it would have been difficult because then the Jaga was there, he couldn't really use spells. And now we get to the side decks, and this is where it gets interesting at least, because Oros now knows what he's up against, but will he have some responses for his opponent deck? We talked about how the most popular entraps in the side decks are Artifact Lancia and Nibiru. Both of them are pretty much useless against Vladis' deck. With Nibiru, you can try and hope that it's gonna work, but if he focuses so much on mythical beasts, I think he will always have the Jackal out. So.
Yeah. I've seen Alfredo going second multiple times in my locals because he has been playing this deck for a while, as I said before. Maybe it will go second, also because the Pendulum deck is not an easy matchup. But as we were saying before, Pendulum is not an easy deck to play against. So maybe it will decide to go first instead. So let's see. Also because it's not that easy to side against Pendulum, right?
No, not at all. Like, you need to be prepared. Like, one of the best cards usually is Impermanence, but it's not even that impactful. And at the moment in his side deck, I don't see a lot of usable cards. He's probably going first with Twin Twisters, because going second, the only decent card is probably going to be a Pancratops.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so cards are picked up. And
cards are picked up, and a very good way to play around Pendulum is also setting up the Masquerena with Babel, so that you can nuke the entire field potentially. Let's see what Oros decides to go for and who is going first. I do see the return, but I see the wand once more being drawn by Oros.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate.
So let's see, what does he have in his hand? Oh, maybe he'll let Vladis go first, maybe.
Let's see. Even through double engage, Vladis was able to take game one. Will it be a similar end? Who is gonna take it? Our judges are right now putting in the ends for you guys, and we'll be soon able to show you, but we can already take a glance on what's going on. And we see the Cosmic.
We see a Cosmic second on a Twin Twister, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
he decided to go second, maybe, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to side in all these cards, right?
I would hope so, because his hand is pretty much useless without it.
Yeah.
I don't see any play from Oros going first.
I think he only has the Hornet drones, right?
Yeah. He only has the Hornet drones, and As you can see, very bad end from Vladis, from Oros.
Yeah.
Well, Vladis' end is just amazing, yeah.
Okay, so Oros decided to go first, and he doesn't have anything to do.
And he's not playing Shizuku either, so it's not like he can go and search for that engage. And I think this might be a slaughter in a way. So
Yeah. Would you be happy if you were Vladis to see your opponent?
I mean, pretty much. If you're playing against
Like-
other decks, maybe not so much. If you're playing against Orcus, this is the dream. And now you see one of the unique cards about Vladis decks, the Citadel of Endymion, which is the oldest Endymion cards among them, and effective in a deck that focuses on the spell counters, really.
Yeah. It's one copy, and it's really powerful in his deck, but
Yeah.
I think maybe Alfredo will survive this turn only thanks to the Phantasmi, because otherwise...
It's tough. I mean, he does have the Cosmic, which is good because it prevents the Citadel from protecting.
yeah.
And at the same time, the Twin Twister is gonna have to be more crucial because then he's left without
Exactly.
any cards.
Yeah.
So Vladis though draws the typical desires into desires, which is never a good thing. So this is still an open one. He picked up some very unfortunate cards. Double Cerberus, which is decent, but the second desires can really hurt. Okay, so a bunch of spell counters. Where do you think he is gonna Twin Twister? Just is he gonna wait for the final scales?
I
if
think he
they're
has to wait a while, because right now he doesn't have that much. I mean, he has, of course, the Phantasmi,
Yeah.
but in this moment really needs to get rid of the World One in his hand. So
Yeah,
like,
because,
I'd rather wait.
It's probably good to take a risk, but now the Garuda is gonna come down and it might just force out the Twin Twister.
I think maybe now it will activate the Twin Twister. Let's see. Okay.
Let's see if he hits it.
Okay,
He
it's the
doesn't
Hornet
hit
Drone.
it, so
Okay.
it's the Hornet Drones, which is gonna
Good for,
summon
good
the
for
token.
Alfredo.
He got unlucky with the 50-50 in game 1, and at least now it's well deserved that he gets the good one in game 2. But is that gonna be enough? So Vladis keeps on getting more counters. And there is also a second effect from Cerberus, which is used less usually, which is you can get rid of 4 counters to banish a monster against the attack. So let's see.
Okay, so maybe now Vladis wants to go into the Electromite.
And finally, the Phantasmi
here it
will be
comes.
able to come down. He really needs to pick up some good cards. Engine cards might just be enough. Can he pick up any? It's Cyclone and I think Return.
I think Return.
Again, nothing from Oros. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for... Like, he doesn't have anything right now at the moment.
Yeah,
He does have the Twin Twister. That's okay, but he doesn't have anything else.
Yeah, he really needed to pick up like an ARP or a Nightmare. Even Orochi could have been cool to discard with Twin Twisters. And now, of course, double reading the Citadel because you usually don't see it.
So it's better to say it twice before making any mistakes. Yeah.
But the Citadel protects itself from destruction. It doesn't protect the other cards. At the same time, I think you just wait here.
I think you have to wait. Yeah.
You let your opponent get the plus, and
no matter what, you have to wait.
And if they find it's not even obvious that they have enough scales,
Of course.
then you leave your opponent completely vulnerable, and it's possible that Oros end up winning in this game. So
It's really terraforming.
not great.
Not great. I think he maybe could have side out the secret village, maybe.
Let's see if he has another target for it, because
He also activated Desire. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough. It might be one of those useless cards, and Oros already tries to destroy. The Citadel will protect itself, as we were saying, but makes sense because the Magister was about to use his effect. So there are no more plays though.
no more plays for Vladis here.
Vladis is stuck, and now Oros really needs to pick up any Orcus cards. If he does, this game might just be over, and we are gonna go to game 3. It's another spell, and it's not a good one. Or
it's
is
Allure.
it? Allure of Darkness. Can he pick up any? cards. It's Mathematician and
he
it's
did,
a Dark
yeah.
Monster, so now
Yep.
this changes everything. Mathematician is picked up, I'm pretty sure, and this will be, yes, this will
Yeah.
be probably a Alfredo game now.
Yeah, this was the card he needed, and I think as soon as Vladis realized that this game is over, we are going
Yeah.
quickly to game 3.
Absolutely, he's gonna get scared for a moment of having a Call by the Grave set, and now he sends back. Ooh, and he has the wand,
the
and
wand.
he even picked
Yeah.
up the Arc Porter, so he was banished by Allure, and he can get it back with the wand. So yeah, this looks like it is gonna be an easy game for Oros.
Yeah, I really needed to find something out on his deck, and unfortunately, he finally drew the Mathematician, and in this moment, there's nothing that Vladis can do at all.
Yeah, I mean, Vladis is playing 40 cards, which does make sense in this deck, but it also kind of makes Pot of Desires more risky in having so many cards that you can pick up that are gonna be dead afterwards. So, do you see any possibility in which Oros doesn't see a way for the OTK? I mean, even
No,
just Bottles
I mean,
seems so
I mean,
easy.
I think this is the only chance Oros has to win
Yeah.
the duel.
I'm pretty sure it just goes for Bottles
Yeah.
if you feel like it, and it
Yeah.
should be easy. Yeah. He doesn't take his advantage for granted, and
Yeah.
yes, Vladis sees the line, and it's 1-1. We're gonna see the first game 3 of today, I believe. So, gonna be a close one.
Yeah, pretty quick game. There was not that much that Oros could have. I mean, he didn't have anything at all. At the
Yeah, it
beginning,
was
right?
once more a very unfortunate end. He didn't pick up any Orcus cards in his opening hand and through the Phantasme, but finally that. Basically, that jump in the fade, that close your eyes, activate the Allure of Darkness with no cards in hand, pray that he gets you there, and it got him even farther than he would have ever hoped. Anyway, now the side decks are gonna get changed, but I feel like I wanna give the advantage to Vladis. The Entrops that are in Oros main and side deck are not as efficient.
Yeah, also because Vladis is side decking 3 copies of Sober Polymerization, which
Yeah.
we didn't see so far today, and he could maybe decide to go second. I mean, why not?
It's possible, but at the same time, I feel like when you're playing such a consistent combo deck, you always gonna go first, set up your board, and just lock in your win. So I'm thinking he probably doesn't even side deck when going first, and it is gonna be on Oros if he can pick up his Ash Blossom and Infinite and Impermanence.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even play the full set. He's just playing 2 copies of each, so that would be tough.
So let's now see who's going to win this match.
Yeah. And I'm also really, like, for a way, Oros, please donate me, but I really want to see what Vladis deck can do. So we haven't really seen him combo off yet, so can we see the actual combo that Vladis fought when building this deck? The end is pretty good, so maybe we will be. And let's see if Oros has any Entrop. He does have the Pancratops.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, pretty good way to try and destroy the board, but we have no idea what the final board will even look like.
Oh, he also has double copy of Nibiru.
Oh, okay. But Nibiru, I don't think it's
he's
gonna
also
be that
Impermanence.
effective. Oh, he does,
Yeah.
really? Oh, but
Oh, he let him start.
yeah,
We let him start.
nice, nice. It seems like Vladis played him. Let's see, we are not.
Oh, maybe. Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
So Vladis is gonna go first, but the end from Oros is all of the Entrops. He has double Nibiru plus Impermanence, and he also has the Pancratops. So this is could be a disaster from Vladis. Wow.
Yeah, this is really looking good for Alfredo. I mean, like, of course, Vladis knows that Nibiru could be around, so maybe he can play around him, but it's not that
Yeah,
easy.
but I mean, no, it's pretty easy to play around Nibiru if you're playing this deck. You just summon the Juggle. But what I'm thinking is if you wait for the entire combo, you can just use Nibiru, and then when they try to negate it, you chain the Impermanence. I think it's just game over then. So, wow, this could be...
This could be game.
Yeah, this could be very, very tough. Let's see. So now it's the other Jackal, which is the normal summon from Vladis, and the number of summons are gonna start jumping through in Oros' head. Do you think he's ever gonna consider using impermanence on anything that's not the Jackal, or
No,
could
I
he
think-
use it on Electrum?
I think he has to wait anyway. I mean, I will never activate impermanence here. Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. And as you can see, Vladis plays very well. He's already locking Nibiru out of the picture.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he can't know that there is an impermanence too. So
Yeah, Alfredo hand is really good. It's really, really good.
yeah, he's still missing like something to
Yeah,
play with.
he's missing like a piece, but,
Yeah,
he
but
has
I
the
mean,
allure. He has to draw a card.
Especially with playing only double impermanence in your deck, you really can't complain that that's something that you have. So let's.
So now Alfredo is just waiting for the right moment to draw. Oh, you drew the Secret Village.
Yeah, Secret Village is picked up, but it's even one more card that gets you closer to losing the game to Nibiru in a way. Maybe he can set up double Jackal, but I think it's even once per turn. Let me check it. It might not be, right? I don't think it is. Yeah, each time a spell is... Yeah, it's not. So maybe that's the only way he can save himself, and he has literally just done that. But Nibiru comes down. But it's only 4.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wow, this is
Almost-
a big change. Because now double Jackal is set up. Wow. Oros
This could call
yeah,
Oros the
giving
game.
away free informations that's gonna be really relevant. Let me check something though, because the Jackal, I believe, negates the activations, but I think Nibiru is saying use, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like otherwise he could have tried to use a Nibiru, get it negated, and use a second Nibiru, but since he says it can only be used once per turn, that's not an option. And I think Vladis now knows what's up, and it's still there though, because this doesn't change much, because
No,
when
not
you
really.
use when you use the Nibiru, you can try to negate with Jackal, but if you impermanence there, and that's what's going. Oh, but now the Endymion is
Okay.
online, because
Yeah.
he will be able to negate it.
Exactly.
I think Oros really should have considered it. But
That was pretty unfortunate for him. Oh, that's gone. Okay.
yeah, and he picks up the Ash Blossom, a very confusing turn from both sides, and at this point it seems like this will be pretty much over from Vlad. He does have the Pancratops,
Yeah.
but
This was so unfortunate for
Yeah.
Oros, because like I think he was really into the game, that he didn't count well. So mistake happened.
as we were saying, he really thought that those summons were already 5, and it tilted him for sure. So can he find a way around this? So he's trying his best. Of course, a very fortunate Allure of Darkness saved him. Can that happen again? Can the Allure of Darkness bring him out of this nightmare once more?
Yeah, this is the only way he has.
But Vlad is getting scared of what happened in game 2. Is not even going to allow him to draw these 2
Yeah,
cards.
well played,
He
Vladis.
negates it.
Yeah.
This is just the end of the road from Alfredo, and Vlad is checking his life points real quick. We realize that this is
Yeah.
more than enough to attack
Exactly.
for game. He enters battle phase, and the handshake will probably come down soon. There he goes. Vladis is the winner of the match, going 2-1 against Alfredo and moving on with an undefeated record. Well played. Keep on proving yourself that you can change from combo deck to combo deck. Really gotta give credit to him, but still.
As we were saying before, Pendulum is one of this deck that is not expecting. So like most of the people don't really know to play about it. Unfortunately, Alfredo lost this game. Maybe things could have gone different in this game, I mean, mistakes happen. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's something unfortunate, but I do believe that Vladis was going through that line regardless. He went for the second juggle before, thinking, how do I lose this game with such a powerful hand?
yeah, I think it was really difficult for
Yeah.
him to lose this game anyway. So
So I think he realized that the only line would probably have been Nibiru Impermanence, and he tried to play around that. So really showing you how well he knows his deck. And although in game 1 and game 2, I think we saw a little bit of bad luck from both sides.
yeah.
In the end, still Oros, of course, in the tournament again. It's only round 3, and
We have other 8 rounds,
yeah.
so
it's
don't worry.
pretty much not even half through the day. But I know that you guys want to hear it from the man himself, the not yet legend, I want to say, but soon to become, we hope, with possibly a deserved win in a close time. Let's go to Matt and Vladis for the interview.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, guys. So, Vlad, congratulations on your round 3 win. How do you feel?
Feeling pretty okay. The last game was extremely yikes, and if you had a normal summon, I probably lost. So I'm very lucky. So yeah, that's it.
What do you think about that game 2? He had a lot of interaction there, right?
Yeah, game 2 is like rather strange, but I feel like I got hyper unlucky in that game, which is like a really bad excuse. But I drew Terraforming and a Desires when they were both dead, and then he also had Cosmic and Twins. It's kind of yikes, but like whatever, it just happens.
Well, you pulled it through and it went really well. What was your inspiration to play Pendulum this weekend?
So I didn't like any of the decks in the format because with Orcus I felt like, oh, discard Lancia, and I've been there too many times, so I don't want to do that again. So I just felt like the Pure Endymion deck was really powerful because it felt like one of the combo control decks like in the format, whereas like the normal like Pendulum decks, they kind of just try to go like for a huge field and they don't really have a follow-up after that. With this deck, it just feels like you always have like good cards you always want to draw, and you can just consistently get to those cards as well, and the cards are just all really powerful.
So you're off to a great start, and after your first couple of rounds, are you feeling confident in the deck choice you've made?
Well, it happened in London as well, and then I started misplaying later on in the day, but hopefully that doesn't happen again, but hopefully we pull through.
Just make sure you get some sleep tonight when you make it a day 2. Darren. Anyway, guys, that was round 3. Thank you, Vladis, so much for your interview. We'll be right back with more dueling action. Stay with us. We're